One of the advantages of using a computer for this rather than the actual board game is we can make it automatically tell us the score all the way through the game. We can tell how many black pieces there are and how many white pieces there are. So that's just one way we can make this a little more user-friendly. Let's do that. So I'm just going to add another div at the bottom. It's given an ID score. And it starts out 2 to 2 because there are 2 black pieces and 2 white pieces. So let's just say black, 2, white, 2. And I refresh it, and it's not showing up because it's actually behind this. We need to style it a little bit. So let's say style equals position absolute. And we need to set how far it is from the top of the screen and how far it is from the left of the screen. So the top value should be the very bottom of this grid, which started at 500, but if you remember, in our onLoad function, it actually updates to be whatever our gap and cell width tell it to be, multiplied by 8 and all that. Okay, so we know it turns out to be about 550. So let's just say top 550. Save that. It worked. Okay, let's increase the font size, center it, and give it a background color. Also, we need to set the left attribute to be 0. So we could do that here. Okay, good. Okay, and the goal is to update the scoreboard anytime someone clicks somewhere. So let's just find that function where we click. That's right there, click to square. And right after we say draw disks, let's just say redraw score. This will be a new function we create. Let's do it right here. We'll say function redraw score. We just need to go through the model and count how many 1s there are and also how many 2s there are. So let's create separate variables for those. We'll say 1s and we'll start it out at 0. We'll say 2s, start that out at 0 as well. And then go over the entire grid. And I'm not going to type it all out again because I've already done that several times in this program. Let's just find a place like this right here. Copy that. In fact, we can copy all the way to there. And paste that. Add the closing curly brackets. And right here, this is telling the value of the model at that spot. So we can say if value equals a 1, 1s increases by 1. Otherwise, if value equals a 2, 2s increases by 1. And then at the very end, 1s holds the number of blacks there are, and 2s holds the number of whites there are. So let's just update the scoreboard. The scoreboard has an ID. We gave it the ID score, but we want a quick reference to it. So right up here at the top, let's call this score label. And then inside of the onLoad function, we can say score label equals document.getElementById by ID with the ID score. Okay, so now I can simply say score label.innerHTML is going to equal black plus the number of 1s, and then white plus the number of 2s. So let's test that. Right now it says there are 2 blacks, 2 whites. If I go here, now it says there are 4 blacks and 1 white. So it appears to be working. Let's try placing a white tile. Now it's 3 to 3. Good. So this makes it a lot easier. Now we don't have to count and see who's winning.